and welcome to Truth and Transparency. Good afternoon, welcome to the Transparency. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Not sure if this is working.
Today is not a day to celebrate. But the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi.
Take care, Miss Vargas. See you soon, Miss Vargas.
Paparazzi, stop!
All right, guys, what is good? What is good? We're going to jump right into it. Bearing no crashing here. I put together like a 40 slideshow pages of Taylor's movements. Took what they had in the press conference, tweaked it to make sure that we truly showed this area and not just like these dots, like where was Tyler? So again, I want to say thank you guys for being here. What I'm going to play right now is something from the interview. Just a little clip here.
And in the Eastern Security office, they told me they had already started pulling footage and that they saw Tyler walking back to the hotel at 4:15. They saw him walking to the hotel at 4:15, which to me made perfect sense because if we're on the phone at 4:10 and he says, I'll be there in a couple minutes, I see the hotel, I'm walking. And they said they had him on camera walking towards the Hilton. That's what they told me. Come to find out, it wasn't Tyler. It was like Tyler and his friend, they have the same body type, like same size and same height. You know what I mean? Like, and
so what the police used in their press conference, that photo of the still, what they were saying is Tyler walking back, or what looked like Tyler at 4:15. That in fact is not him. That's actually the friend. Easton has amazing security. Easton's always had amazing security. So something that always stuck out to me is, why didn't they go to the Easton security people? Why aren't you talking to the night manager at the Hilton, kind of like right away? Let them know of the situation. They have cars that go around. Hey, can you get someone to come over here? Like, my husband said he was like right over here. We're not from around here. We've been drinking. I'm nervous. He should be back already. Why didn't any of that take place, right? Because then here, the next day when, Brittany goes there, she and her friends get there. It's Sunday night, like midnight, 1:00 in the morning, going into Monday. And they're looking, and they go and they talk to Easton security. So
it wasn't Tyler. It was like Tyler and his friend, they have the same body type, like same size and same height. You know what I mean? Like, and apparently with the way those cameras work at nighttime, I guess they're not the most perfect vision. So they assumed that it was Tyler, and it wasn't.
But it was his friend. But how could it be his friend when at the time of that call or at that moment he's leaving or with you?
That's what I didn't understand, because when Tyler had called me around 4:10, he was right beside me. And then I realized that when me and Sherry got off the phone, we both kind of like, but we didn't like walk up the street. Like, we walked to do you know the Easton area very well?
Yeah.
Okay, so like we walked, like if we were staying on the corner around from the Hilton, we walked to the left and we both were kind of like on that main strip, and we both like walked down the street, but like he did one side and I did the other side. Like, I'm sorry, we were both on the same side of the street, but he went one direction and I went the other direction. And so I don't know if that was then, you know, because when we were like, he could have been turning around, it could have been that time. So we were, it's not like we both went out and like.
Okay, so again, this interview was just done just like 2 months after the disappearance. Okay. Check this out. This slideshow is for you guys to better understand and for me to tell you why I think Tyler no longer had a footprint after 3:53. So here we go. Check this out. All right. Let's go into my slideshow. Yo's. Tyler and his wife living in Wilmington. They're going to travel up north on 71, heading north towards Columbus. So they're going to leave Wilmington right here, heading on up 71. They get off here at the Stringtown 71 exit. Right there on your right-hand side is the Texas Roadhouse. That is where they had like a late lunch with Tyler's parents, who were then going to take the baby Aaron. Brittany says that they left here around, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I would say it'd probably be in the ballpark of, 4:15 based on when they clocked in and checked in at the Hilton, which was 4:58. So it only takes about, 25 minutes to get from this Texas Roadhouse to Easton's Hilton. His parents will then travel back a little south to go to Circleville with the baby. Right here, boom, they travel. They get here at the Hilton, and they check in again, 4:58 p.m. They kick it there. Brittany showers. Then Sean comes over, who the friend is, and he clearly has to get there between obviously 4:58 and 8:30 when they leave. I'm thinking more in the ballpark of 6:30, 7 o'clock, because then she says that they're just hanging out for a couple hours before then they go on over to right here. Adobe Gillis is part of the Easton complex right here. And then right next to it is Bar Louie, but Bar Louie is no longer there. They hang out at Bar Louie and Adobe Gillis. So before they get there, they said they walk around for about 30 or 40 minutes. They check into Bar Louie first. They tab out at 10:19. Then they go over to Adobe Gillis and they check out of there just before midnight. Everything closes down in Easton midnight. Then they decide, hey, you know what? We want to keep hanging out. Brittany suggested let's go to the Doll House, aka let's go to a strip club. This is the Doll House. And I'm going to show you guys the Doll House. Okay, here it is. This is an older picture of it. They added on, again, I'll show you the difference. They added on this back patio. Before it would just used to look like that. I'm trying to get the exact date on when they went ahead and put on this patio. Okay, but this is the Doll House, and it's off the main street, just a little bit back in the nook. And it's about a 20-minute drive, 17 minutes to be exact. So then they head back over at 3:01, and here they are going to be getting back to the Hilton. Boom. Here we go, the Hilton. Now I've went around the Hilton. They have cameras here. They have cameras here. They have cameras here, all over when you're arriving. They also have cameras on the outside of this building. Now, they leave the Doll House, 3:01. They arrive here at 3:18. Tyler's steps, according to law enforcement, when they did the press release, aka a press conference as well, they showed and did a big presentation of his steps. They've never found Tyler's phone, so I'm so curious how they did this digital forensics to get this. One of my things that I will say on the record is this. What you heard from Brittany herself is that Tyler and this boy, Sean, they walk off together at the same time because he, in her interview, Brittany's like, "Oh, you're gonna go get him." He's like, "Yeah, you just go up, use the bathroom, charge your phone, whatever. We'll be right back. We will be right back." So Brittany says that like they are just a couple 20 steps away from each other. So they're kind of going off, they're together. So something that I thought about is that could these steps that they're claiming as Tyler's in fact be from Sean's phone only because Sean was with him during that time? Does that make sense? Because they could go off of Sean's phone with the Google because I was with him and then this is when I departed back from him. I went back. So just think about that as because I'm over here wondering, they don't have his phone. How do they have any of his digital forensics if you don't have his phone? If you got into his iCloud, okay. Interesting, right? So let's go back to it. Here we go. Now, again, right here is Tyler's first steps that are taken right here. And immediately when he comes out of the Hilton here, he goes directly left right here. And what you're going to see from here, I want everybody to see this before I go to the next clip. Do you see how there's this median here? Okay. So for a car, you can't directly just go across like that, but one easily. Okay. So there's the Hilton. You're walking across and he's going straight to that street. All right. That's what the digitals show, but I just want you guys to see that. So here he goes and he's walking out the Hilton. And it was like in a diagonal path like this, but they started and said 320 here. Then when he crosses over, it's 321. Again, these are Tyler steps. So we're saying from 321 right here, it should be just a tad bit up, that he walks all of this till he gets down to right at the bottom of the street before it comes to the intersection, which I'll show you what it looks like. He gets to this intersection. Okay. And what he does is it's like he walks right to here. Okay. Then he walks a little back, as you're going to see when I do this really quick. So 320, 321, it's saying that it takes him from basically the top of this little stretch here to get to the end of that section, 9 minutes. Because then what he does is he kind of retreats back, like he's going to walk back that way. He's going to like just turn around and go straight back up the way he came. Okay. And that's why this step here is at 331. And then then it's 332. And then he was going to go back up that way, but he's now over here at 333. He decides that, okay, no, I'm going to go around this building. Again, I'll put you back down here. Take a look. And what he decides to do is instead of going back up this street right here where he came from, he is in the parking lot and he's going to go this way. Right from here to on the other side. Then he's going to continue along this street. So he sees this building. He's going to keep going. He's there at 334. So this is a very fast pace movement here. Very, very fast pace. if you ask me. 334. Now, this is where you're back at. This is a main crossing road here because this is where it's Morris. So let me go ahead and go back down like this. Right here. Boom. Now, if he was, so I want you guys to take a look. I'll zoom in. I'm sorry, this is Stelzer Road. That's the main street that he was, you'll see where this leads to. But you see this wooded area, which you would think is woods, it's just a bunch of trees. You see these two poles lit up like this. You see this kind of entranceway. I want you guys to take a look at something. Okay. He goes this way. He gets to this intersection here. These, let's go like this. I want to be a little bit lower, like here. And I don't know if he somehow if he's looking at this and thinking he's gonna, it's like going down like a path kind of. But in the winter, though, guys, just remember this: in the winter, that area that I'm going to take you back to is not going to have nowhere near the leaves that it has. It's bare trees. I was just there yesterday. Okay. I went there because I believe that there was these emergency blue phones and they were there. And I wanted to see when they were put in, though, if they would have been there in 2019. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's go back to little Tyler's trip here. So here at this, this is where he makes the decision that he's going to, right here, cross Morris and go into right into there. And this takes you back to the Huntington building. Now you have to remember during that time, all of those leaves on those trees, it's bare. But I want you to take a look. So at 337, so he's here at 336, here at 335, here at 336, right here at 337, him and Brittany have a phone call. Okay. And she says that he apologized and he said he was just, walking it off, whatever. And he'd be there in like 5 minutes. Not sure how long this call lasted. I don't know if it would be 4 minutes. I don't know. But Brittany was trying to call him before that time frame. Now take a look at here. When you walk back to this area, so this is how you come in. Oh, wrong way. That's where you came in from Stelzer. You're coming to this area. Okay. This is what he would have been like. This is what it would have looked like. When he says, like, I'm walking out of the woods, I'm walking out of the woods. I'm going to show you what he's talking about. They call it Easton Oval. Right when you get to this point, I'm going to back us up. You have to make a decision to go right or left. Or if you're on foot, you can go right between it. You can go right. This is a walking area. This is wooded walking path. So Tyler, again, at Stelzer decides he's walking this way. Okay. And this is all these buildings that are like office buildings, but they're not just any old office buildings. Huntington Nationals over here, Surge, like these are like the corporate headquarters of places. Okay. So he gets right here. And what he does is he's going to walk through this amazing wooded tree and it's a little park in here, and it's all got nice, it's lit up, it's got tons of lights, but this is what it has. Just go back down right here, take a look. So he, instead of going around it, he goes straight on through it, and you can see a dot in the middle, and he's in the middle of this area at 3:40. So again, comes on down right here. He's booming dead in the middle of this area. It's not that big, and there's nowhere near the trees. I mean, the trees are there, but the leaves aren't there that time of year. So 338, 339. Right here, he's on the other side at 340. Okay. 341, 342. He's going up to like the doors of these buildings. Okay. Thinking that that's like, in my opinion, he thinks that that's a building. Now take a look at when I show you this. I want to continue right to, that's good right there. It's right there. So right here, he would have walked right through. That's what he does. He doesn't walk around it. He just cuts right through it. Okay, take a look. Boom. See this right here? Boom. That is these are all over in here. Okay, it's a nice, see all these lit up path? It's lit up. This is how it was in 2016. This is how it was in 2012. This is how it was in 2019. All it pathed out. This is for the people that work there to come during the day on their lunch hour. There's benches there. Okay. This is what the little middle looks like. There's paths you can walk. But what there is all over is these emergency phones, these emergency buttons. Okay. You push them, and a security comes right like that. Like they're all over, and they're all over for a reason, because this area needs to stay very, very safe, because it drives so much money. Okay. It's very, very, that Easton area, they're trying to keep it no riffraff. They don't stay up after midnight. So I go there yesterday morning, and as I was like, I remembered those, and I wanted to make sure that they were still there, or that they just weren't built, but they were there then. And they totally were. This is so lit up. Okay. And this is what he is referring to when he wants to talk about the woods. This is exactly the path that he's on. Take a look at it. Would you call this the woods? Absolutely, you would call this. You call it the trees, whatever. I'm coming out of, whatever. But what I was able to see that he did is when he cuts across, he's going up to doors. He's going up into the doors. So when he cuts across, he's now on this side. This is where this 3:42 a.m. phone call allegedly begins, based on phone records, between Sean's phone and Tyler's phone for 8 minutes. 8 minutes is a long time. So much so let's see where he would have been on the phone walking and talking with this dude. And if you're with him, why are you talking to him if you're actually physically with him? Now, so here we are, 341, 342, 343. But let's take a look. Put us right here, because he's walking through the parking lot. He walked up to the door, nothing there. So then he comes across, he's walking through this parking lot, and there's no cars going to be there at, the time that he was there. He walks through this parking lot, and he's going to come to this building. Okay. And what does he do? He walks right to, see, 330, 343, 344, 345. He walked up to this building. Then he's back here in the middle, walking through this. And remember, no cars would be there at this hour. All right. Reason we're seeing cars is because this was taken during work time. Now, I was back there yesterday just to see what you could actually physically get to via car versus via walking. So here we go. Right here, Tyler's 347. He would have still been on the phone with Homeboy. And right here, I'm going to show you where he crosses over. All right. He gets to this point. See this path right here? Got a little right there. That's coming from, so you can walk it. He walks that to then go to that building. That's exactly what he does. And that's exactly what it shows. Cars can come over here, obviously. Now, when you get to this building's interesting. Let me back us out. Okay. So 346, then he comes right to here where the path would be. And 347, I just showed you guys that path. It's right here. This is a street. So let me show you then. Do you see how, though, I cannot hit on any points of that? See that right there? It's because when I went there yesterday, this is the main road, Stelzer, okay? So Tyler cut across all the way. So Stelzer, he was coming from over here. Stelzer keeps going. Now, remember when I went on my own and showed you guys the video, and I was in that, right here is where all the houses were, okay? Well, here, Tyler's here at 347, because he cuts across. So he's on where cars could be. But guess what, guys? You can't get past right here, okay, because of this with a car. We did it yesterday. And what we were able to do is we were able to get our car to come right to here because this was all blocked off. You can't get over there. You have to go through those gates, which are monitored. Those gates right there monitor you. But that's where Tyler was now. So there's no way that a car could get through there unless you had a swipe pass. That's why you can't click on that area. You can't go there with a vehicle. Tyler's walking, though, but let's see what his path is. Tyler is 347. Now, look at what he does. He walks straight to the building where 349 to see what? He was able to get from this point to this point 2 minutes. And where does he go? He walks right up to a door. Literally walks right up to a door. I can't take us to show you that part of it because it doesn't, but it is 100%. He is walking up. Oh, let's see. Oh, nope, that's not it. You get what I'm saying? He's going to oh, that's not it. Oh, that's not it. Now he's going to come back. He's walking up to these buildings. Look at right there, walked up to that one. Then when he gets over here, he goes over to the surge. Then he's going to come across. He walks up to the back door of that. That's not it. Now he crosses over here. Then he walks. Where does he walk? Right up to this. At 349, he's walking up to that door. That's not it. Okay. So he's trying to get in these buildings. That's what the data shows. Okay. What they show you with the police, they did a half-assed job. I mean, it's very simple. If I was to look at that, once I did and I saw where they were pinpointing these, I zoomed in on the map and I'm like, fuck, he's trying to get into all these buildings. Okay. This is a guy, or if he's not even trying to get to the buildings, okay, this is a guy that's walking up to the door and then able to read the door to say, okay, yeah, this says surge, or okay, yeah, this says this. All right. But this is what's interesting. Now, how could Tyler make a phone call at 4:10? How does he make a phone call at 4:10 if his phone dies at 3:53? Just take a look. We go to the next spot. So 347. 349. Then he's walking away from the building at 350. Then he's coming, 353, and he decides to go, towards that direction versus, this way. He knows that, hey, I got to walk back that way. But look at where he stops. Where he stops, I shouldn't say he stops, where his data stops. And I don't know if law enforcement just did this on purpose and they stopped it right there. But that's right there is where your car could be if you came in through and were able to get through right here. Okay. If you're able to get through that, that's just a light drive right to the corner. And that's where that would be. All right. That's where poof, he just disappears from the map. Now, maybe law enforcement has more, but this is all they want to give us. But they said that this is his phone no longer is communicating with his location. So he would either have to shut off his location and his phone will still be working, But I would think that his phone would be working from 3:53 a.m. until 4:10 with locations if, and in fact, he was able to talk to Brittany at 4:10. So at 3:53, poof, law enforcement doesn't want to give us anything more. They're saying it's because they don't have anything more. I don't know if I agree with, I don't know if I buy that. What I can buy is, what if, so take a look at this. When you look at this, what if these are in fact Sean's steps? Okay. What if they went off of Sean's stuff because of what Sean said, so they feel confident in releasing the fact that, hey, I was following Tyler. He was right in front of me. I was trying to catch up to him. And then I lost him when he was back in this area. So I called him and I was trying to find him. Okay. And so they were using his, steps from his phone. And they felt comfortable going ahead and releasing this as, Tyler's, because Sean's saying, like, yeah, I was following him. I was keeping an eye on him. And then I decided, check this out. I decided that, basically go fuck yourself. I'm not going to keep following you around. Okay. If you listen to Brittany's interview, she says that he comes back, but that Tyler's not with him. And it causes them a little bit of an argument. And and she says, like, I get it, like, he doesn't want to be like following him around. And I just thought that was out of place. Well, that's not out of place. She's trying not to disclose some things because probably law enforcement asked her not to. I don't believe that Brittany has anything to do with the disappearance of her husband. Flat out, no. I think that she got upset with him and was like, why would you leave him? What are you doing? Why did you come back without him? Because I'm not going to follow him around. He'll be back. He's fine. He's just walking all over. Like this is what he did, when we knew each other in college or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, are those, in fact, Sean's, path, and then he comes back? And does that like equal up? Like, how long would it take then for, at that point where, let's go back here from this area, 352. Now, if we do the math on it and he decides, okay, I know where I'm at. I'm going to walk on up. Okay. And I'm right here. Then I make a left. And then where am I coming? What's this camera going to catch on me? It's going to catch right here. So I walk on up, cut back this way, get back here. All right. Right here, there's cameras all along this part of it. But what I see is, so he's coming back up here. You're not going to just, when you're walking around, I'm going to cut across here and I'm going to be in this area of the parking lot then. And that's where I see, again, them catching right here. There's cameras right here. Let's see where else. Yeah, there's cameras on that side right here. But where I see, zoom in, what to me looks like the Hilton grabbing that little still is this area from this camera right within here. And either he's walking like this way or he's walking away. I'm still debating on what I think about that. So she says, though, in this interview that when Tyler called from his phone and that they talked at 4:10, she says that he was coming out of the woods. Now, that's interesting to me because he was long in the woods at 3:40. So I think that just, she might have her. So right here is where I believe these cameras caught him walking in this area, because it looks like that type of, I can go pull it up, but that pavement, that it seems like this right here. Now, So they get in this argument, and basically when he comes back, more or less, like after that, he's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm going to take off. This is what's weird though. When Sean does an interview with the garage people, he says that I told on that phone call, I said, hey, you need to get back to your wife. She's crying. He says in an interview that Brittany was upstairs and she was in bed and she was fine. Brittany in none of her stories ever said that she was in her bed and in bed. He also says that they walked back and they went into the hotel room. I believe that. I believe that. I mean, but at what point, when? And then if they mixed up the surveillance cameras and they said at 4:15 they thought it was Tyler and it was really this kid. At 4:15, that's when Captain says, "Oh, well, how could that be him? Weren't you like with him?" And like, and that's when she tries to say, "Well, we kind of like split up and he went that way and I went this way on that main street." And then that's probably, she's thinking maybe that's when they got that picture of him. Well, guess what? Regardless on the picture, both Sean and Tyler were wearing completely different clothes from the picture of Adobe Gillows that I showed. One of them had the flannel on and the other one had a dark shirt on. This person, which I do believe is one of them, they have a long sleeve white shirt on. It's like somebody took off something and then what would be underneath it. And I believe that it was Sean that was wearing that flannel and leading the pack. And why would you take off? Like, how do you lose an article of clothing? Where's that article of clothing? Neither one of them had on a white shirt. None of them had on a white shirt. Let me pull up. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, right here. Let me share this. Again. Okay, right here.
Up at Easton to celebrate Brittany's birthday. They arrived at the Hilton Hotel.
Okay, so which one's Tyler and which one's Sean? You got two guys here, right? Neither one of them are wearing a white long sleeve shirt or a white shirt, period. Okay.
Hotel, went out for drinks and to celebrate. Arrived back at the Hilton. Brittany.
Right there. Listen to what he says. Look.
For night out together as friends and family, they took an Uber back to the hotel. 3:20 a.m., they arrived back at the Hilton. Brittany woke up Sean and Tyler so they could go to the room and get some sleep. Tyler was confused and still.
Right there, he says that she woke up both of them or one of them? Both.
Very cold. It was windy. It had been raining off and on that.
Okay, look at those shoes. See those shoes? See the way he's leaning forward with his hands back? Okay, take a look. Leaning forward, hands back. Look at those shoes. Look at that hair.
Very cold. It was windy. It had been raining off and on that evening. Where is he now? I don't know.
Okay. Take a look down at this. I'm gonna show you guys something. Now I think I know exactly where this is at. Let me go back to this. Yep, right there. Holy shit. All right, I'm gonna share this now. All right. See this right here? This pavement, these little squares. Look at this. See, cars are parked. See this area right here? This is right where I believe right here was this person. See this? He was on those little squares. Let's take a look again. See those little squares? Let me see. Let's share it. Oh, wait, let's go like this. Go back to... Oh, shit. Those are all the cars from the valet, actually. Wait a second. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Hold on a second. Oh, snap. Yes. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom. Let's go back over here. Get me out of this part. Get me back to the Hilton. Okay, go right here. I'm going to share it just in a second. Let me pull this up. Okay. All right. Take a look. Ooh, get me in there. No. Hold on. Thank you. Right there. Okay, you see how those cars are like lined like that? They line them all the way along. That's where they valet. They valet like that. They valet along that. And they valet same thing like over there. That's where all the valet happens. Okay. So going back to, let me see if I can. That camera there. Yeah, that's that camera there. There's also one there. I believe he was right there. Let's see.
What up, man? We're back to the hotel. 3:20 a.m. They arrived back at the Hilton.
Yep.
Brittany woke up Sean and Tyler so they could go to the room and get some sleep. Tyler was confused and still.
This is somebody walking away from the underneath, right? Let me go back to show you the path that I think that this would be. It is okay. This is somebody that if you're over here underneath, because you just got out of a vehicle or you're coming out of that main door, and your path is that you're walking this way, just like this. And you have to remember that you're walking between cars, because that side's gonna have cars, just like how that car right there is parked. They're gonna be backed in on that side, and they're also gonna be backed up like that on this side. So you're walking in between that to go out. And I believe that this camera right here gets us a video of you walking that diagonal path to head out. And it's that camera right there that's got you. And you're standing right here. And those cars are parked on both sides. And it sees all the way back, like that angle. So it's seeing stuff behind here. This right here. So then my question is what time was that at? And they're saying 4:15. Well, if that's the case, this person at 4:15 when they're leaving, it looks like they're leaving from the hotel at 4:15, which makes sense if they walk back up to the hotel room. I went back up there to, plug my phone in again. Like he came up there, but he's missing a shirt. Where's this guy's shirt? If that's not Tyler. So yeah, that's exactly what that angle is. Now I'm gonna re-show it. So yeah, see how like these cars are backed up. This is exactly where. Yep. They're backed in on both sides. This is all valet right here. And it's the camera that's shooting out. So this person is literally walking away from the underneath, like you're coming out of the hotel, and they're walking off, and they're trying to say that's Tyler. But during this press conference and afterwards, it was said that it wasn't Tyler, that they mixed up so it was 29 degrees. So now, going back to this.
We're like searching, and it was kind of like we were just like walking down to see if we might see him somewhere.
Well, there's tons of shops around there, and there's tons of cameras. It's surprising that he's not picked up on any of the footage anywhere. So back to the search that night.
So we go and we search a bunch of stuff. We don't stop until it was daylight. It was like 7 or 8 in the morning. And we're trying to, like at this point, like me and Nick and Alex and we're just trying to pretty much think like Tyler thinks. I don't know, it probably sounds stupid, but we're like, okay, if he said that he's walking out of the woods and he sees the Hilton, we went to every single patch of woods and like around to see like.
They were looking in the completely wrong area. They were looking over here. I'm gonna back up so you guys can see again. Let's go. Okay, right here is the Hilton. Over here is where all of Tyler did his stuff. Over here, there's no fucking water anywhere near there. Not a fucking drop of water. No water. He stops. No communication here at 3:53. And they're trying to say it's because his phone died. Okay. But he was able to call Brittany at 4:10. That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay. But where they were looking at, and she's going to say it right here, they were over here. This is a little bit of the Alum Creek, little water patch there. Yeah, no. They were over by the Costco. I'm like, excuse me? What the fuck are you guys all talking about? Like, no, this man right here is way over here. And if he walks past, if he's going up this main street, you cannot then miss the Hilton. If he starts walking this way. But there is no water anywhere near anywhere where he was. It's just not there. There's just no water. Now, whoever this is, whether it's Tyler on that picture or whether it's Sean, where is your fucking shirt? Well, let me tell you something. The only reason that you don't have a shirt anymore is if you fucking puked on it. Okay? You left your shirt somewhere? Okay, could you have left it at the strip club? I guess so. All right, but why would a guy take off his shirt? Guys, they're not going to take off their clothes. I mean, what are you doing? What are you talking about? So I think it's beyond, I don't care what guy you think that is, they're missing a shirt. It doesn't matter what guy you are saying that, what guy you think that was. He's missing a shirt, period.
If you could see the Hilton from the afterwards, we searched it.
Well, Tyler doesn't know this area. He's been drinking. He's exhausted. So it's possible that he's not even looking at the correct hotel.
Right, exactly. Like he's looking at the wrong place, and that's something we also considered. So there is I think it's a Marriott, a little bit down from, it's like on the other side of the actual town center, like the shopping center, and it looks like they're all made by, like all these hotels in the area, it's the same company that owns them. It looks just like the Hilton. It's a little smaller, but it looks just like the Hilton. Puts out the same amount of light at nighttime. So we went around there as well.
So you guys are searching everywhere. You don't know when the cops are going to search or if they're going to search, but they end up searching on that Tuesday, and then they contact you after.
They called me and pretty much said, I just want to let you know that we searched the ponds behind Costco, and they've been working on painting.
We searched the ponds behind Costco. That's where I just lost it when I heard that. Let me take us back to where so here's the Hilton. Costco is... see. I think it's right here. Yeah. Right here's Costco. Okay. There's Costco right there. Now, let me just show you guys something about Costco. Let me back on out of here. Just a tad. Okay. This right here. The fuck? Okay. What? Let me show you where Tyler was. Okay. Tyler's last known steps are over here. And if he's going to walk he's walking on this main path. Okay. Because that's where he was like headed to come back out on the main street here. And this is Stelzer right here. Let me show you. And you travel this way. Like we just did it, and you stay out on this in this area. You stay out on the main road where it's lit up. This is where he was, and you keep walking that way. Let me show you right where you guys keep on walking. This is your main intersection right here where it comes into Easton. So this is where he would have been walking. Like way over there is going to be that pond that way. When you get to right here, this main intersection, Let me show you what you're looking at. Easton, the Hilton. Like, you cannot be coming on this main road if you're walking this way and continue to think that, okay, I'm going to go past this, go that way and not, you have so long to walk that you're just looking off to your left. Oh my, you know what I mean? Like it's just him to be in that pond. I didn't when they told me that they were looking over at Costco, I said, what pond? I totally even forgot about that. So he's walking all through here, right? Now remember I showed you guys those emergency steps or the emergency phone that was all in this. There's nothing but there's like 15 of them all scattered through here. Okay. So he's trying to open that door, then he leaves. It's like he's walking, he's gonna walk back out of there. But right here, it ends. Right here, 3:53, it ends. And it's because his phone would be dead. Well, then how did he call Brittany at 4:10? How did he call Brittany at 4:10? That's 18 minutes later. And she said at that 4:10 conversation, he said he saw the Hilton, he's coming out of the woods, he saw it. Well, I mean, these are very, very, the only thing that makes sense to me is, I'll tell you this, there is no body in this area, is if when he was crossing these major streets, that if somebody hit him and they panicked and put him in the vehicle and then drove away.
Phone and everything found around Costco, but I guess what it was is like I mistook it because there's a cell tower back there, and if you ping a phone out, it automatically goes to like that cell phone tower, but that radius is like 2 miles. So the phone could be anywhere in that 2 miles. It doesn't necessarily have to be like at the tower.
So they subpoenaed his phone records?
They subpoenaed his phone records. Like, they still don't have them. And it's like over a month ago. It was like on the beginning of March.
Have they subpoenaed your phone records yet?
Not that I know of. But I mean, I've been more than welcome to, like, here's my cell phone. You can look through it, do whatever you need to do to it, type deal thing.
Have you thought about taking screenshots of your call log?
I went to because I have Verizon, so I got my Verizon, and we did this with Tyler. So Tyler's on a phone plan with his parents, and I'm on one with mine. So I literally got online, and I took a picture of my call log, and I sent it to the detectives, and then I did the same thing for Tyler. So it's like, this is I know it's not everything you need, but this is what I can give you as of right now. This was like Monday, I think. Monday or Tuesday that I got that to them.
In law enforcement during the search, they were using dogs. They searched the woods. Did they search the ponds?
Search the ponds. I guess they had dogs out, and they said that the dogs actually hit on one of the ponds. So they drug it completely to sonar. They had like a dive team, and there was nothing in there. And then they actually searched that same pond again. Like, the ponds in that area have been searched multiple times. They have had multiple different searches, like grid searches and different, I know there are like wooded areas there, and he did say woods on the phone the last time they've been pushing towards the woods more, when they do search, which is understandable, and they just don't have, it's there's literally nothing there. There's no, not a shoe, not a wallet, not literally nothing at all.
And Tyler doesn't have a transportation app like Uber on his phone that you know of?
That I know of, no.
Do you guys share social media accounts, or do you have access to Tyler's social media accounts?
We don't share any, no. We do not share any. I don't have access. I mean, I think I know what his password is, but I was told not to try it type deal thing. I think that the detectives are actually like looking into his Facebook and stuff. But as far like I know he has like a Snapchat. I don't know what his password and that is. I know like the password to his Gmail, and I had actually contacted the detectives to make sure that I could continuously check his Gmail because like our friend that was with us that night, he's super like techie. And he's like told me like a lot of things about like apparently if you have a Galaxy, you can and like you're signed up with Gmail, like Gmail like literally tracks your phone. And that was something that the detectives also ended up finding, and that caught him down by Abbott Lab. And then that's why they did another search on it. I think that was the south part of Easton.
Right. So they get a hit at Abbott Labs. That's pretty far from Easton, walking wise.
If I'm correct, I think it's about half a mile. And that's where it stopped.
So you have access to his financial records?
Oh, yeah. So I basically, like, it's just flagged. And we have a lady at the bank who just checks on it constantly. And, like, anytime there's any type of notice that comes on there, like, she literally calls me to tell me that my Netflix came out, like, type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, anything that pops up on there.
But there hasn't been any activity from Tyler.
Like, nothing.
Yeah. I just think it'd be pretty ridiculous to not be able to see this as you're walking on that main street. That's like the Hilton kicks off that Easton area. So, now.
BetterHelp offers lights started today. World of minutia. The must play today.
ID. Apparently, it can trace the phone even if it's dead or get a better location of the cell phone at any time.
What's been happening with the investigation?
Thursday, on February 28th, one of the detectives called me asking me to meet two detectives at me and Tyler's house because they wanted to get into our Wi-Fi router to try to establish an iMac ID. Apparently, it can trace the phone even if it's dead or get a better location of the cell phone at any time. But the thing about doing that is that if you're hooked up to your Wi-Fi router, it has like an expiration date if you're gone. So if we leave on a Saturday, it's only going to be in there for like 4 or 5 days. And I literally got here like 1 day too late to get this number out of my router. So the next day, Friday, they weren't able to retrieve the router. So they called me again and they said, we need Tyler's box for a cell phone. Like, what? We need the box. And I saved everything. I knew it was in here somewhere. So I came back and I went through my whole house and I found like 3 until I realized that Tyler's current phone that he has is actually a refurbished phone that he got a couple months ago. And that didn't come in that box. They like sent it to us in bubble wrap. You know, and then that Friday I just stopped because like I said, we're from Wilmington. There's like 3 different law enforcement agencies in this town. There's like a Sadie's office, sheriff department, police department. I let them all know the situation, and I was like, I've been really like on edge also because the night that we went out, I didn't take my purse, so I gave Tyler my ID to hold his wallet. So my ID is in there.
So what do you think was on Tyler at the time he went missing? Cigarettes, lighter?
He had cigarettes, he had a lighter, he had on his wedding ring, he had his wallet.
And also your credit card and your ID?
He didn't have my bank card. He just had like the bank card. Well, because like his bank account is our bank account has got like enough money in it, but like the one with all of our, you know, just money. He's got the credit card. He's got my ID. He's got his ID. Yeah.
So back to the night that he goes missing. You know, you
didn't
said
hang
that
at
you went
Abbott
up to the
Labs.
hotel.
I don't know why that's not where that's not his ping. Abbott Lab. Oh shit, wrong way. Fuck me. Damn. Thank you. Whoopsies. Abbott. He went nowhere near. Look at. He looked up that side of that door of Abbott Labs, and then walked away from it. And right when he got to the part where you can actually be on the road, like to get into the parking lot, that's where it poof, you know. And he was saying, they're trying to say that he walked into a pond. The fuck are these? He was nowhere near a pond. He didn't, you know what I mean? You guys, he knows at least enough that he's walking up to these places that have buildings and trying to get into them. You know, he's not, oh, let me go. I see some water there. I'll go walk in that water. Nowhere near any body of water. But how does a guy's phone stop sending locations at 3:53 and then is able to make a phone call at 4:10? And something that I thought was interesting is she says in her interview she was trying to call him between the time of 3:20 and 3:27. She couldn't get through, and that she called his face. She tried to FaceTime message him with like the camera on because she wanted to see if she could tell where he was. Why between 3:20 and 3:37 do you think that he's lost? Why do you think that he would be? Why do you need to see where he's at if you don't think that he's lost at that time? So I need to FaceTime him to see if I can see his like surroundings so I can see where he's at. See, I think she's mixing up the things that she did and what order she did them in. Because if you're doing that at between 3:20 and 3:37, trying to Facebook message him on FaceTime, calling through a FaceTime so that you can then have like your camera on and he could have his camera on and then he could show you where he's at. Why do you think he's lost at that time? You don't think that he's lost. He's just walking, you know. What would make sense to me is if the dude came back and was like, I couldn't find him. Like he went off running? The fucking guy was running from him. And so he says, I couldn't find him. She also says that she was calling his phone too, Sean, that she was calling both of their phones between like the time that they left at 3:20 to 3:37. Tyler called her at 3:37. Now, unless she is like one hell, I had Bella do statement analysis on her fucking all of everything that she said. And she says that she's money. Where things get a little iffy is the meat and potatoes of like what happened from 3:20 to 4:15. And I think what Bella had said to me is that she forgives that Sean kid. That at first she held a lot of resentment towards him, like because she kept on saying things like he didn't know that this was what was going to happen by him not going and continuing to follow, Tyler. But see, I told you why the hell, like, because this guy didn't come back and search like for Tyler, but they, at some point, Bella says that based on the statement analysis that she forgave him. That at first that she thought maybe he could have been responsible or whatever. And it could have just been not that he physically did anything, but that he, why did you leave him?
So he's out of sight. His friend's out of sight. Is there any way that while you're not there, there was a confrontation between the two?
No.
When his friend came back without Tyler, how was he acting? Was he acting funny?
No, he didn't. Well, and that's the thing, because obviously the situation is super crazy and people are going to look at me and they're going to look at our friend just because of the situation. But neither of them, well, first off, neither of them they're not they're not confrontational people. You know what I mean? Like, they don't, like, even raise their voice, really. They just don't. I've never seen any of them, like, again, I don't know his friend as well as he does, but I've never even seen Tyler get into any type of, like, disagreement or, like, fight. You know what I mean? They've known each other for 10 plus years. They went to college together. They're really good friends. Tyler talks to him every day. They play a lot of online video games together. Like, he literally helped design my wedding ring. They've always been really close. You know, he's come over to our house multiple times. I don't think that it was that he had any part in. I think it just was really a wrong time, just wrong situation. And at that time, like when we were doing it, like when all this was happening, obviously we didn't think it would be almost like, you know, well over a month, and we still wouldn't, like, we didn't think that was going to be the last time we saw him.
Well, and like we said, we're not saying the friend's name, but because you guys were the last to see him, there is going to be some suspicious, and you're putting out this information. Are you getting any backlash or harassment online?
It's been really bad, because so when I wasn't even able to do my first, I didn't even wasn't even able to get it out there until like March 13th. You know, and by this point we had already went and we'd passed out over 2,000 flyers. We went to so many different places, and it's just, there were so many people that are asking for story, like, and I always tell the same story, but it's like, it doesn't matter what I tell the news or the media. It's like, however the hell they want to spin it, which isn't fair, because I've talked to like 3 or 4 different people, and 3 or 4 different media pages have 3 or 4 different stories. So everybody looks at me like, why aren't you telling the full? And I'm like, I am telling the full. I'm not writing these articles. Like, I'm just trying to tell everybody what happened. Like, I'm trying to be honest. I'm doing everything and anything I can to get my husband home.
And while you're searching for clues and talking with the police, how has this been on you?
It's been awful. On so many levels. Like, Tyler is my best friend. And it sucks really bad when you're with somebody for so long, and like you get into a routine. You know what I mean? Like, you're used to coming home and being there. Like, you're used to them coming home to you every day, and it's just like awful, because we have a really young son who asks for him every day, and for the first like week and a half, he literally woke up every night at the time Tyler's supposed to get off work, and he would sit there and he would ask for his dad, and he would be like, Dad, for hours. Last night, he literally brought me. Aaron has like an old PlayStation controller that Tyler gave him. It's broken. He would always sit there with Tyler while he would play his games, and Aaron would have his little controller, and he like brought me his controller, and he was like, Dad, like, it's really hard because he's so young, and it's not like I can explain any of this to him. And then I go from being like a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife to, it's just me. So, like, I am a single parent. I'm trying to be an advocate for my husband, and I'm trying to, like, get a story as public as I possibly can. And I'm trying to figure out, I've never had to pay all the bills before by myself. Like, I literally, last month was the first time I ever paid any of the bills. Like, I actually sat down. Like, I had things that I was responsible for, but I never sat down and paid the rent. You know what I mean? Like, he did all of that, and it's been a learning process. It's been really hard.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make any sense for somebody to up and vanish.
No, and that's the thing, and I keep I'm like trying so hard to like let people know, because I don't understand. Like from the outside looking in, if I was just somebody that scrolled by and read the story, I'd be like, that's not right. Like something's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? But he's not. This is not the type of. He's not the type of person. He is a very responsible person. Like he knows his responsibilities. Like he has always been such a wonderful husband. Like I am spoiled. Aaron gets anything and everything. Like he's just a really good. He's a really good dad. My kid's not even 2, and it's like he knows how to spell words. Like there's words that he knows how to spell. Tyler has literally taught him so much stuff, and it just makes me feel like a bad mom, because I genuinely feel like out of the 2 of us, like he is a better parent. Like he spends so much time with our son, and you can tell that he genuinely like enjoys to play with him for hours. Like I'm not talking about somebody who gets down and like throws the ball with their kid for 15 minutes. Like this is somebody who spends all of his time that he can with Aaron, and he loves every minute of it. Like he's always told me he wanted to be a dad. He was so excited when he found out that Aaron was going to be a boy. He literally named my son after the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Like it's just I can't explain anything. I can't explain this stuff to anybody. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you hear the story, but they don't know me. Like they don't know my husband. Like they don't know the type of life that we live. It's like we're not very exciting people. We don't go out and do stuff ever.
I believe all this.
It sucks to try to constantly like defend yourself and like defend everybody, and because that's not what happened.
Now, has Tyler's friend been cooperative with everybody?
Definitely. He's he's checked on me and Aaron multiple times. We've been passing out flyers. Like I've had a lot of help from all of our friends and all of our family. Just like
that's not the question about him specifically.
We actually just did another round on what is today? We're on Saturday. So on Saturday we did like another 1,000 flyers, and he's actually the closest one, because he lives in Columbus. So there have been multiple times where I've called him like, hey, I need you to go here. But I've had a lot of people like donate flyers and stuff, or stuff that he can do during the week, such as like there's a lot of homeless shelters in the area, and we've had all of them, but a lot of them have really weird hours. And he's super cool about dropping off flyers at all of them. And then that one day we found that stuff out about Abbott Labs, and he left work immediately as soon as we found out and went directly there to just see what it looked like and what it looked like type stuff.
In a lot of missing person cases, we don't have identifiers on somebody's body to identify them quickly. But with Tyler,
no, it is the law, but it's like, I feel like, and even since I've been going through this, there are so many, when it comes to missing people, it is such like a broad area. Like there's not really a place to start. Like they literally are like, well, 72 hours, we'll let you know, type deal thing. And I was like, are you kidding me?
well, in the missing persons unit, there's 8 detectives. They did roughly 8,000 cases last year. So they're kind of crunched for time anyway.
Yeah, you can listen to all of it. Again, that interview was roughly 2 months after he went to, and was, he disappeared. They had an argument, Brittany and the friend, when he had come back, and okay, you came back, but you didn't come back with Tyler. He was like saying, don't worry, he's going to be back. Like it's not, she says some interesting statements that he says something along the lines of, it's not like this place is like, there's shit everywhere. It's not like he can get lost here. It's not like he can get lost. And this was before he was, allegedly, the foreshadowing. It's not like he can get lost here. So just, he'll be back, and she was upset that, okay, why didn't you stay with him? Why would you just leave him? What are you talking about? And I think that I'd be pissed too. Like, what do you mean you just left him? He can't even fucking walk. He's hammered. He doesn't know where he's at. He has no idea, I'd be pissed too. because especially because I was going to go follow him and you said, no, we'll be right back. I got it. I'll take care, I'll take care of it. I'll calm him down. And so, if you're going to go tell me that you're going to go take, like, no, we got it. We'll be right back. And you're the only one that comes back. Fuck yeah. I'm going to be pissed at you, if you come back and then this is the result. But why wasn't the Hilton involved from the beginning? I'd be going to the Hilton nighttime manager right there and saying, hey, do you guys have like security here? Or like, does the Hilton, this area have security? My husband, we've been drinking. He went off to go smoke a cigarette. He's not back yet. It's been 30 minutes. It's been 45 minutes. It's been to hear that you're going and talking to the security people on Sunday night to let them know like, hey, we're going to be walking around and looking for him. And that to me, why aren't you doing that at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, right then and there? People tend not to tell the whole truth. That doesn't mean that they're involved per se. But if this had anything to do with, the reason that Tyler walked off is because, remember we told those girls we were going to meet them at such and such place. Like, why is the Uber bringing us here? Was the plan ever to hook up with any of those people from the doll house? Was it to ever bring them back to the hotel? What little things that you may not want to tell your in-laws or even your parents about that you guys were considering doing? Okay. But did Tyler wake up confused because he's like, yeah, I dozed off, but wait a second. It's not that we're not at the right hotel. The reason we're not at the right hotel is because we were supposed to meet those girls at a different place. So him saying that we're not at the right hotel. Because I'm sorry, you're not mistaking where you're at. And if you're truly tired and you want to go to bed, the last thing that you do is go walking off. Someone that's exhausted, no, like I'm going up to my room and I don't give a fuck what y'all do, especially if he's non-confrontational. From everything that she's saying is that this is totally not like him to go. It's like she's the one that would ever go walk off. So for him to go walk off, but then here you have the Sean guy saying, well, the Tyler that I know most certainly would do, something like this. She says that he was drinking Tito's, but then also could have been drinking tequila. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're mixing tequila and vodka, fuck, your night's going to be one fucking horrible night, man. Like, you're going to barf when you mix light liquor and dark liquor. You're going to yakety yak. I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't mix dark liquor and light liquor. The thought of doing tequila. Blech. Anyways, if you're going to be leaving the doll house, why are you guys waiting outside 20 or 30 minutes before you finally say, hey, can you call us an Uber? The only way I'm waiting like that is because that's what strippers do, Oh yeah, no, that's cool. We can kick it. Like, they're just gonna tell you whatever you want to hear. And then you're out there like, oh no, she said that she'd be out here. Let's just wait or whatever. And then the girl comes out, gives them water and says, yeah, no, you know what? I can't actually kick it tonight, blah, blah, blah. And then they turn and say, hey, can you call us an Uber? Like, there would have to be more to that story that you would just be waiting in the doll house parking lot for 20 or 30 minutes before you dial up your Uber. You're requesting an Uber the moment that you walk outside. Like, why would you be waiting? And why is she having to ask this Sean guy to do it? Why isn't Sean just saying, hey, I'm getting an Uber? She also said that she was wingmanning for Sean. Well, wingmanning for Sean, wow, Sean has a wife, but, to each their own. Like, they may be in an open marriage. I don't know. Then she says that Sean came over and would play video games. He's been to our house numerous times. Well, has his wife? Like, when did Sean and his wife get married? Like, trust me, I'm not going to put Sean's information out there. I've done a whole big deep dive. I know Sean's last name. I know where he works. He lives actually not far from me at all. I live in Columbus. I personally want to talk to Sean. I just think that the situation isn't the situation. And if the situation would maybe become a little bit more clear, then the people that would have there's no reason to take Tyler. But is there a reason to jump him if you think that he has a bunch of money on him? But his card was never used. They didn't try to say, hey, go to the ATM, pull all this money out. Unless unless they back it up. And what was taken out of the ATM at the strip club? You know, how much money was taken out at the ATM of a strip club? You know, but I walked it all. I did a video showing you guys that area. This man did not walk into a fucking pond. Okay. Sorry. And then because they drug these ponds are these ponds are nothing. These are little fucking like have some koi fish in that bitch. These aren't, and he didn't go running on 270. Again, the thing for me is that his body has never, surfaced. His phone, his shoes, his wallet, none of his belongings have been found, right? So I believe that he left this area and either somebody hit him and they panicked and then they threw his ass in the car, or what would make sense to me is Sean, why it never is being brought up that if I'm Brittany and Sean says to me that he's going to leave, I'm going to say, okay, you're going to drive now? Because at first you weren't going to drive because you've been all drinking, but now you're going to drive? Well, then you're going to drive around the area and look for I'm going to come with you and we can go look for him. Why didn't they ever get in a car and go driving around? And I'm going to tell you why, because of the whole drinking and driving aspect of it. But if this motherfucker says that he's about to leave, I'm going to get all up in that ass and I'm going to say, no, the fuck you aren't. You're not leaving. If you think that you're fine to drive, then you can drive around and look for my fucking husband. Okay. That you left. You came back without him. And I get it. You're not his babysitter. Okay. But he's your good friend. You helped design my wedding ring. You see how fucked up he is and you just leave him. Why wouldn't Sean call Brittany and say, hey, I'm staying with him. Can you drive my car? Can you drive your guys' car? Why don't you come in your car? Okay. Where's the keys to the car? Could Brittany get into the car and go driving around? All right. Because he didn't walk off in a way that is in where all the shops are, because then you would have to stay on foot. No, this guy walked off and she knows it. He walked off towards the condos. You got to get in a car and go get your man. Okay. And if that guy says he's going to leave, okay, you're going to get in your car. Well, I'm going to get in your car with you. And we're going to, before you leave to head out, can we drive around where you were with him last? Where were you with him last? And why I think the fight why I'd be pissed is if this guy told me to kick rocks. Fuck no, Brittany. I'm not driving around. I'm going home. I'm not getting a DUI. I'm not driving around. There's cops or something like that. And if he's going to say those things, my ass would have fucking called the cops and made his ass stay there by saying, hey, this guy's about to attempt to leave. He's been drinking and I don't think he should be driving. I'd trap his ass there. Now you're going to help me out. Now you're going to help me find my fucking husband. If I'm in a coherent, I'd be pissed. Anybody would be pissed if you prevented me from walking off with my husband because you said, we'll be right back. I'll take care of it. I'll calm him down. Okay. So where I could say we'll be right back is you're bringing him back. And when you don't bring him back, I would have a problem with that. I would say, okay, you're back. Where is he? I don't know. Leanna, can you show us photos of the three? Yeah, I have photos of the three. I mean, they're not special photos. They're just, here you go. It's what they've put out. Here. The three of them right here. This is what they have that night. Still where we were to right.
I understand there's been a lot of public curiosity as how a person could just disappear in the middle of the night from such a highly populated area such as Easton. A father of a very young child, a husband to his young wife, Brittany, a hard worker. He was a breadwinner for the family.
And as an 8th grader, I would still know that.
Brittany and their friend Sean met up at Easton to celebrate Brittany's birthday. They arrived at the Hilton Hotel, went out for drinks and to celebrate. After
there you go. That is the first still where we were today. We showed you guys the.
Y'all, Brittany woke up Sean and Tyler so they could go to the room and get.
Okay, she had to wake both of them up. She had to wake both of them up. Close-up photos? Oh, of Tyler? Yeah, sure, okay. I mean, if you're asking if they look alike, no, I think Tyler's face is really chubby in the cheeks, and I think Sean's is not. No, I don't have that. No body found. But yeah, she supposedly would, use this guy though. As soon as something broke, like, oh, they said that he pinged last night or last known location was in the area of Abbott. Okay. So he said he left work right away to go over to the Abbott lab area. Well, sometimes it's not because somebody wants to help. It's because somebody wants to see if they remember where the last known spot they were with the dude, and let me make sure that his wallet's not there, or fuck shit, let me grab this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that wants to see I mean, let me see if I can get out there before the cops do. I mean, come on. They've already drugged the area, supposedly. Why was he worried about the police and getting a DUI? That's just what normal people would be worried about, wouldn't you? I'm not going to drive around, because then you have to ask yourself, why didn't they use a vehicle to go look for him? That's the only thing that makes sense to me is, you're not looking for him with a vehicle because you're like, I'm not drinking and driving.
Phone as he's
I want to play
making his way, continuing through till he got to the Eastern Circle.
Okay, so let's hear this now based on what I've presented.
To speak on that case is the detective from the Special Victims Bureau, missing persons detective Jason Brammer.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna go like this actually.
Police released new.
The
top story. It's been more than 7 months since an Ohio man was last seen. It was at the Easton Town Center.
And today, Columbus police released new evidence as the wife of Tyler Davis makes an emotional plea for help. NBC4's Tyler Beckham is live at police headquarters with more on this story. Tyler.
Darlene, police held a news conference late this afternoon, an update that did not include any solid leads, any suspects, or any possible theories, but did include the voice of Tyler Davis himself. And to detectives, it spoke volumes.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m., February 24th, Tyler Davis, confused, lost, and likely unaware his GPS app voice commands were being recorded, tries in vain to find his way back to the Easton Hilton, where he and his wife were celebrating her birthday. More than 7 months later,
I would just like to say that if anybody...
Still no sign of Tyler Davis, and a tearful plea from his wife, Brittany.
has any information on what happened to Tyler or where he can be, to please come forward.
Cell phone video of Tyler and the couple's 2-year-old son, Aaron, also shows the 29-year-old's most distinguishing physical feature, a birthmark covering part of his shoulder, arm, and chest. And at Columbus Police Headquarters,
He's been missing for 221 days as of today.
Missing Persons Detective Jason Brommer shows the evidence collected so far. A map of Easton, time-stamped, next to yellow pushpins showing the path Tyler walked. Still photos of Brittany, Tyler, and his friend Sean at Easton Town Center. Nearby wetlands being searched. And Tyler arriving back at the Hilton at 3:18 a.m. after partying before he disappeared. And before 3 phone calls he made to wife Brittany, as she discussed with Cincinnati NBC affiliate WLWT in April. 3:37 a.m. apologizing, saying he was taking a walk. 4:03 a.m. saying he was walking through woods and just 5 minutes out. And one more minutes later when he said nothing. At some point giving that audio command in his effort to return to the Hilton. 2 words to detectives that say much more.
What it showed me was intent. It showed me that Tyler wasn't trying to go sneak off and have a life somewhere else. That shows me, man, I want to get home.
Actually, then why isn't he saying the Hilton? Maybe he's looking for a different hotel to go and stay at because he doesn't want to stay where they're staying. So I disagree with that, because if this is a coherent person, he knows he's staying at the Hilton, right? So why isn't he saying Hilton Suites? He's saying take me to Easton Suites. And just for me, I think that office, this detective is not considering that.
Say much more.
What it showed me was intent. It showed me that Tyler wasn't trying to go sneak off and have a life somewhere else. That shows me, man, I want to get home.
If you have information about Tyler Davis, his whereabouts, or what might have happened that night, police want to hear from you. Local for you in downtown Columbus, Tyler Beckham, NBC4.
All right, Tyler, thank you so much for that update. For Tyler Beckham.
Davis.
Taking me to Easton.
It spoke volumes.
Taking me to Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler Davis, confused, lost, and likely unaware his GPS app voice commands were being recorded, tries in vain to find his way back to the Easton Hilton, where he and his wife were celebrating her birthday. More than 7 months later,
I would just like to say that if anybody...
Still no sign of Tyler Davis, and a tearful plea from his wife, Brittany.
has any information on what happened to Tyler or where he can be, to please come forward.
Cell phone video of Tyler and the couple's 2-year-old son, Aaron, also shows the 29-year-old's most distinguishing physical feature, a birthmark covering part of his shoulder, arm, and chest. And at Columbus Police Headquarters,
he's been missing for 221 days as of today.
Missing Persons Detective Jason Brommer shows the evidence collected so far. A map of Easton, time-stamped, next to yellow pushpins showing the path Tyler walked. Still photos of Brittany, Tyler, and his friend Sean at
Right there. Which one do you guys think he is? Do you guys think he's the guy at front or the guy? I would think that Tyler is the one that's in the back of the two dudes. If you put in take me to Easton Suites, there is no Easton Suites. There's never been Easton Suites. So which one do you think is Tyler? The one in the front, the one in the back? Which one? I want to hear what you guys think. We got in the back, in the back, in the back. We got a fronter. Tyler is in the back, I think. In the rear, in the back, in the back. We got only have one fronter. Okay, I think he's in the back as well. Based on the hairline. Okay. I agree. So based on the shoes that they have in the still photo at the Hilton, that was 100% as being worn by the guy in the front. So, again, what do I know?
A map of Easton, time-stamped, next to yellow pushpins showing the path Tyler walked. Still photos of 2-year-old son Aaron also shows the 29-year-old's.
Look at that hairline.
Cell phone video of Tyler and the couple's 2-year-old son, Aaron, also shows the 29-year-old's most distinguishing physical feature, a birthmark covering part of his shoulder, arm, and chest. And at Columbus Police Headquarters,
He's been missing for 221 days as of today.
Missing Persons Detective Jason Brommer shows the evidence collected so far. A map of Easton, time-stamped, next to yellow pushpins, showing the path Tyler walked. Still photos of Brittany, Tyler, and his friend Sean at Easton Town Center. Nearby wetlands being searched. And Tyler arriving back at the Hilton at 3:18 a.m. after partying before.
That is not him. That is the dude in the front. Based on the shoes, based on the hair, that's not Tyler. And that's what, I don't believe that that's Tyler. I think that that's the other one.
Before he disappeared, and before 3 phone calls he made to wife Brittany, as she discussed with Cincinnati NBC affiliate WLWT in April. 3:37 a.m. apologizing, saying he was taking a walk. 4:03 a.m. saying he was walking through woods and just 5 minutes out. And one more minutes later when he said nothing. At some point giving that audio command in his.
Okay, so again, that timeline of the phone calls that she's saying, if they're repeating that and that's not incorrect, 3:37, 4:03, and then the one that happened like a minute later. But when she does her interview with, the garage, true crime, they're talking about that 4:10 a.m. So 4:03, I mean, that's interesting.
His effort to return to the Hilton. 2 words to detectives that say much more.
What it showed me was intent. It showed me that Tyler wasn't trying to go sneak off and have a life somewhere else.
No, but Tyler could have definitely been trying to go stay somewhere else for the night.
That shows me, man, I want to get home.
He could have also just been telling her, yeah, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. But I'm trying to just, I'm going to stay somewhere else. Like, I'm not staying where you guys are staying. Like, by him saying he knows why didn't he just say Hilton? If his friend says, yeah, when I was talking to him on the phone at 3:32 or 3:42 for like 8 minutes up until 3:50. So when he does this, take me to Easton Suites at 3:51, he just got off the phone with his friend. He can't remember that he's staying at the Hilton to say Hilton. They talked for 8 minutes, 3:42 to 3:50. That voice recording was at 3:51. Look at that.
Pins showing the path Tyler walked. Still photos of Brittany, Tyler, and his friend Sean disappeared. At the NBC affiliate WLWT 3 a.m. saying he was walking through woods and just 5 minutes out. And one more minutes later when he said nothing. 3:37 a.m. apologizing, saying he was taking a walk. 4:03 a.m. saying he was walking through woods and just 5 minutes out.
There you go. There's a still cute little kid.
And one more minutes later when he said nothing. At some point giving that audio command in his effort to return to the Hilton.
Take me to Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 23rd, Davis.
Take me to Easton Suites.
It spoke volumes.
Take me to Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m.
Holy shit, wait a second. Listen to this in the background. Do you hear it sounds like music?
Suites.
At 3:51.
Take me to Easton Suites.
At 3:50. Detectives, it spoke volumes.
Take me to Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 20th.
What is that noise?
Take me to Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler.
Easton Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler.
You guys hear that?
Davis, confused volumes.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler Davis.
Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m.
Eastern Suites.
And to detectives, it spoke volumes.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At
That is music in the background. It's thumping. I think it sounds like a beat from like a song, like it's a beat. Let me see.
At 3:51 a.m. February 20th.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3 spoke volumes.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th.
Yeah, take me to Easton Suites.
3:51 a.m. February 24th.
I don't understand why he's saying Easton Suites. You would have just talked to all these people. They're telling you that you're staying at the Hilton, and yet you're on the phone with him for 8 minutes.
Tyler Davis. Detectives, it spoke volumes.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February.
He was in the parking lot allegedly when that happened. It sounds like I don't know.
24th, Tyler.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler Davis, confused, lost, and likely unaware his GPS app voice commands were being recorded, tries in vain to find his way back to the Easton Hilton, where he and his wife were celebrating her birthday. More than 7 months later.
I would just like to say.
Is there an Eastern Street? No. No, where he's at is right in the middle of a parking lot when he's doing that. So right here, when he does it at 351, okay, look at the pin. See this parking lot right here? Let's go back.
Chest. And at Columbus Police Headquarters.
He's been missing for 200.
Okay. It's like a car. It could be a car next to him.
Take me to Eastern Suites.
At 3:51 a.m. February 24th, Tyler Davis.
Also, I mean, I just want to know how they got this. They don't have his phone. How do you get this if you don't have his phone? Again, they were saying this is at 351 in the middle of this parking lot right there. Because then I go like this, and I'll show you exactly where it is. Tries that door, doesn't work. Then he comes right over here. 350, 351. And the only thing I can get close to that is, you could see it from here, but he's walking across this parking lot and he says it right here because you can't get past that in a vehicle. I mean, yeah, you can walk, and he walks perfectly as if he was, he's going to be going and heading towards back this direction, but right there it stops. And that's why I just find it crazy that no more, it's like he almost got picked up. It's like he got picked up right there. I don't understand how his phone makes a call at 403 and that there's no location. like if you're able to call somebody, that means that your phone's still working, unless you purposefully or somebody else purposely shut off your location services to Google. But he didn't keep walking like this way to go to like this building. It's like he walked back off the way that you would be heading if you're heading back towards this area, which is right here's the Hilton. But where he was like saying to her like that, 3:37 when she said that he was walking out of the woods, that's right here when he was doing all that. That time is right in here. And there's like that emergency, like it's all lit up. You're right here. 3:41, 3:40, 3:37. He says he's coming out of the woods or whatever. He's right here. That's where this is all happening. When he walks, there's the Hilton. So you're just going to go straight down across. And that's what she says. It's like he walked towards the condos, that's what these are right here with the white tops. Those are like apartment townhomes, whatever. So he goes down that street. It was like he was going to walk back down towards the Hilton. But then, because you can see right here is 3:29, 3:30. Then he comes back a little bit. And then at 3:34, he's at this next building. 3:33, he's in the middle of the road. 3:34, he's waiting to cross Stelzer and to go, into this area. So at that point where he's at Stelzer to cross into the Easton Oval, where like Huntington, Surge Staffing, LLC, this is like Huntington over here. Like all this area, these nice buildings right here. He would have been gone 3:20 to 3:36 at 15 minutes. How long does it take you to smoke a cigarette? He's a smoker. So how long does it take you to go walk off and smoke a cigarette? That's what, at that point, 10, 15 minutes? If you're enjoying your cigarette, it's 20, 30 degrees. So, but right here is when he begins to talk to her allegedly on the phone at 3:37. And it's coming into this area. And she said on that phone conversation, he apologized. And he said that he was just walking and he would be, right back. He was so. And then he walks right through right here. He literally walks like right through there to get to the other side. He doesn't like walk around it. And all through here is these little emergency phones, and it's all lit up. There's benches. And then during February, bare trees. So you can just like totally see through everything. So he cuts right through, zoop to this side, and he goes right here to this building. See, he goes up to that door right there. That's not it. And this is when he gets on the phone at 3:42, allegedly with Sean for 8 minutes. 8 minutes as he walks from here to here to here. And then what Sean says that he talked to him on the phone about is, hey, your wife's safe. She's in bed. Like, let's go. Like, you had her, she was crying before. Like, what are you doing? Like get back. Stuff like that. But again, he walks up over by the door. Then he's walking through the middle of the parking lot. Then he crosses on a little path. Again, crosses a another parking lot right here from 347, gets to the door right here by 349, right there. Realizing that that's not the hotel. What the fuck? Like then this is when I think he realizes that he's lost. Because I still question this walk right here. 347, it's 2 minutes that he walks from this point to that point. I'm telling you, he's walking fast, which you would do if you're fucking cold, okay? I'm gonna walk fast. Then he realizes, okay, that's not the Hilton. And Abbott Lab walks here. Then from 350, he then gets right here in the middle of the parking lot. He decides that he's going to, at 351, say, take me to Easton Suites right here. Then 352. And then right here, 353, last ping. It's like, boom. It's like in the middle of, it's crazy when you look at it, but it's right in the middle of the road. It's right in the middle of the street. So, and then, that's where all the homes are though. They're in that, like down that street that I went down, like right back in through here. So he has a dead phone, possibly hit by a car. Okay. But he is literally walking. If you look at this, like how he's walking, he's literally walking the right way to get back onto Stelzer. And all you have to do is if you just go up Stelzer like this, I'll back away. You just go straight up Stelzer and, this is Stelzer here. You're going to get right to the corner right here. And you're going to, that's the Hilton. So he went, when he was here and he walks and he goes right, if he would have went left, okay, that's the ramp to get on the freeway. Again, but he's not familiar with the area. Like he wouldn't know. But when he just left the hotel, he goes straight this way. Easton and all the shops, it's all in here. Lego. That's what this is, like right here. Everything. Like, so why aren't you walking all through, like, he goes straight off for the condos, which is like, that's the Hilton. PF Chang's, all the Barnes & Noble. Like if you walk this way, this is where all the shops are. And he comes out of the Hilton and just walks like diagonally on this street here on Chagrin to cut across where all those apartment, like the townhomes are over there, to go that way. And then that's how he gets over there. No, there's no fucking water over there though. And then they ask her at the end of the interview what she thought happened. And her answer was, she thought that somebody took him. She said, I never realized what was going on and that there's all this human trafficking.
It's just, I can't explain anything. I can't explain this stuff to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, you hear a story, but because that's not what happened.
Now, has Tyler's friend been cooperative with everybody?
Definitely. He's, he's had all of them, but I don't know why it's like all of a sudden. I think I'm just now really noticing it because I'm in this situation, but there are people that literally go missing every single day.
If you could say something to Tyler right now and knew that he could
induce some panic, like there have been, Ohio is next.
So what do you think happened to Tyler?
What do I think happened?
If you had to guess.
It's just this whole situation. It's really, really crazy to me. I really think, my personal opinion, I think somebody took him. There have been, Ohio is like number 4 in human trafficking. There have been like,
I think somebody took him. Ohio is number 4 in human trafficking.
5 other men that went missing in Columbus around the same age as Tyler in the past, month. Which blows my mind because it's you don't see any of this stuff in the media. It's I was asking one of the detectives and he said something about inducing panic. He was like, well, we don't want to induce panic. I'm like, we shouldn't be inducing panic. People are literally getting taken and I don't know why it's all of a sudden. I think I'm just now really noticing it because I'm in this situation, but there are people that literally go missing every single day.
If you could say something to
So she thinks somebody took him. I'm telling you, I totally can see it in this area for them wanting to keep all of this hush hush. That we can't release stuff because it'll ruin people not wanting to go to Easton or whatever. So, money talks, man. But somebody taking this man, I don't know. I'm just curious of how much money they took out of the ATM at the strip club. Because at that time, I don't think strippers were using their cash apps yet. You could just cash app them for a lap dance. So I'm curious to know how much money came out and how much cash this man would have had on him. And if anybody, in fact, knew that. But like I said, I don't think Brittany's involved. I question the Sean guy. I 100% don't believe the narrative. Why he would go walk off because he thinks that they're at the wrong hotel. I don't. That just. And she was afraid to wake him up. And then the guy, I don't know. Both of them fall asleep, but she doesn't. In the car ride that's only 16 minutes. They both not pass out. Then you pop up and he's pissed. And he says, "What the hell? Why are we getting kicked out of the Uber? This is not where we're supposed to be. This isn't where we're staying." I just think that that's crazy. I don't know. It's a wild, wild thing to say. But this whole going into a pond, he didn't fucking go in no pond. I'll tell you that right now. You could take that and just shove it up someone's ass. That did not happen. This guy did not go in no fucking pond. This guy isn't in fucking water. Okay. And I don't know how the fuck he made a phone call at 4:03 or 4:10 and his phone was working, but yet there's no more locations on his phone where him walking. Now, is that mean because he wasn't walking anymore and he was driving? Because he was, so they have his steps, but the reason there's no more steps is because he's physically in a car being driven. I don't know. Do you know who Sean's wife is, Lana? Yes. Personally, I don't know any of these people personally, but I do my research. Does the Uber take them to the Hilton? Yeah, and she knows the Uber driver. She was going to cough up his name, and I would like to hear what his version of the events were. Yeah, he was interviewed. Her version that he walks off and is right there with him and she goes upstairs. Okay. Why, if they're boys or whatever, they had to have some type of beef going on for him to at least be like, all right, dude, no, that's cool. I'll just walk with you. You know what I mean? Have a cigarette. Yeah, I'm a smoker too. I'll walk with you. But for him to actually come back without Tyler, there had to be some beef there. Logically, that tells me that. Because why wouldn't you and your boy just be like, okay, even if it was something yeah, did you see the way that Brittany was acting? She was rubbing on all those girls. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you guys want to be talking about, but there should be no beef between him and his friend to the point that he's just okay, well, you want to continue walking unless you were hey, I think it's this way and I think it's that way. Well, why aren't just pull out your phone and go ahead and here, look at it and see He has to be that belligerent, and I'm not going to fight with you. Fine, you fucking think it's that way? Go ahead, walk off that way. Okay. But for him to arrive back at the hotel without a homie. Now, that dude didn't have a key anymore. So I'm curious of how many phone calls actually happened between Sean and Brittany, because he walks off, and when he comes back, what time, like they never asked it. Well, what time do you think he came back? Like, how long was he gone? Like, that's what I'm all about details. So if I was to talk to Brittany, I'd want to know those, how long was he gone for when he came back? So you go upstairs, you plug in your phone because you said it's low on battery. Why are you even coming back down? I use my phone. I'm going to call Sean and say, hey, where are you guys? And I would call Sean like after 15 minutes, I'd call my husband after 15 minutes. Like, hey, where are you? I'm right there. I'll be right there. Okay. What's taking so long? Like that. What seems like to me is that those two walked off because they were supposed to maybe meet somebody to get something. Okay. And then, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would go walking off in the 29-degree weather. You have your buddy right there with you. And then the buddy decides that, okay, I'm going to let you, dude, fuck you. You want to keep on walking. I don't want to walk anymore. I'm freezing. I want to go back. Like, how can you not get this guy to come with you? Why isn't he wanting to come with you? That to me is just that. And I get it. People are drinking, so there is no logic, right? And someone's being like a hardhead and everything like that, right? Yeah, totally. But now when you start getting cold and if you're tired, like you just like fuck it at that point. Like, I'm not going to be stubborn. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, so I just, and then when he says he's going to leave, then I'd be hella pissed. Okay, that's fine. You can leave. Go ahead, Sean. You can leave. But you're going to take me with you, and we're going to go get Tyler and bring him back and put him in the car and do all of that. That's what you would do. Where did Sean, that's never been asked. Yeah, where did Sean last see him? And he spells his name really weird. You guys, this is how he spells his name. Okay, so we can just, there you go. Sean. At that point, when he comes back and he's telling her, that's what Brittany says, is he's telling me that, hey, he was going to be right back. Then there's nothing to worry about. Just, you're overreacting. And she was like, I'm over here freaking out. And then he wants to just leave. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just heading back. And I would be pissed if somebody would, what do you mean you're just heading back? Okay, if you're going to get in your car and drive, then you're going to go drive and find my man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then why didn't they go and look for him? Why are they going and looking for him on foot? Brittany has a car there too. They didn't fly to fucking Easton. How did Brittany go back and, when her father-in-law comes there and he's hunting around, and the dad's name of Tyler's called Kevin, and Kevin's like, hey, you should probably go get back with Aaron, go to the house. So she was able to take the car. Okay. Meaning she was able to take, nobody wants to talk about this. She was able to take their vehicle to go back to where Tyler's parents live to go be with their son up until then. That, like, she got back there like 5 or 6 that night in Circleville, and then was like with him until like midnight. And then she decided to come back out to Easton to look for him again. Okay. Well, how did Brittany drive to Circleville to go back, and to be with their child and feed him and do all that? And then she put him to bed, and then she asked her mother-in-law, okay, can I come back out? So what that means is that she had a vehicle, unless she was using a friend to tote her around all the way. Like, who was there that's going to drive you from Easton to Circleville? That's a fucking hike. Okay. So that means that Tyler didn't have his keys on him. Okay. When he was out walking around and out and about that night. I probably wouldn't take my keys either, right? There's no reason to take my keys once you left at 8:30, p.m. Like, I'm not driving anywhere. I'm going to be walking around Easton. Everything's there. And that's what I thought about it from the beginning. I'm like, why the fuck did they ever get an Uber? And like, oh, they wanted to continue, drinking and partying past midnight, and then they went to a strip club. So then I have to ask this question. I wouldn't care about a DUI at that point, is why didn't Brittany get in the car at 3:30 or 4? Not even at 3:30, because they just got back at 3:20. When that asshole said that Sean said he was going to leave, like, fuck this. They got into an argument because I think she was like, what do you mean you're going to leave? Like, what do you mean? Where is my fucking husband? His phone is ringing straight to voicemail and you're going to fucking leave. You were just with him. You didn't bring him back. What the fuck is going on? And now you're just going to leave? No way. I'm calling the police. Because I'm like, what friend leaves in that situation? If you're friends with, like, especially when I would say to you, hey, his phone is dead now, so he doesn't have his phone anymore. Okay. But if Brittany had the car, get your ass in that car and start driving around. So, and that never happened. In fact, she goes back up after Sean leaves, goes back up to the room, and because she had to plug her phone in again, and she waited there, and she was on the phone with her friend Harley, and she was asking Harley what she should do. And you're telling me at this point you still don't think to talk to the Hilton and ask them for the security, saying, hey, my husband's not back, and he just went outside to go smoke a cigarette and walk down, through the shops or whatever, and he's not back, and his phone's dead, like something's wrong. So you don't talk to the Hilton at all. You don't get the Easton security at all. Okay. You don't do any of that stuff when there's drug use involved because you're scared of, oh my God, I can't talk to the police. I'm fucking hammered or I'm high. So she then leaves to go walking with her phone, talking to this Harley girl. And maybe that's just the inexperience of, like, big city living in the way that I've experienced a lot at that age. She's 24 years old. I think everybody needs to be taught who to ask for help in situations when there's emergencies that arise. The moment that dude did not have any more, his phone's dead. He's not back. I'm going down and I'm talking to the Hilton front desk and I'm saying, I need security. His friend just went off. I have no idea if they got into a fight, if my fucking husband got beat up. I have no idea what's going on. But for that dude to just peace out and leave, that's sketch as fuck. Hey, you're not going to go around looking for him then, even when you do leave? Sketch as fuck. Then I'm not going to get my own car and go look for him. Especially, you say that that he walked off towards the condos and not towards the walkable buildings of the shops. So why would you ever go walking looking for somebody that you would be able to find in literally minutes if you got in your car? Literally probably seconds. And I'd be asking Sean, well, here, at least show me where you last were with him. Like, take me there and drop me off, and then I'll walk around. Or I'll follow you in my car. Take me to where the fuck you were. But I believe that we're dealing with completely fucking hammered people, maybe on substances other than alcohol. And you never think that something like this is going to happen. I do believe that. So do I believe that his wife is involved in any way, shape, or form? No, I don't. I think that her mentally immature. She can't grasp how to, navigate when you can't find somebody and it's an emergency type situation, that she didn't even think to ask the front desk or Easton security at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. That tells me that you have no critical thinking skills. That tells me that you're in a pure panic, but you decide to call all these people and ask them what to do. And then none of your friends say to do X, Y, or Z. Hey, But the logic of all of this, we're dealing with really sheltered people. We're dealing with very, and she'll say it. And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't do anything. We don't go out. That's not the lifestyle that we live. So I guess Brittany took a polygraph in 2020. In January, she passed. Yeah, I don't. I'm just shocked that the Sean guy has a wife, and Brittany's over here saying that we were like wingmanning for him. That's like, wait, what? He's married. What do you mean you're wingmanning for him? You're trying to like find him somebody? Like, wait, what? Like, I'm telling you, you have to listen to like, Sean wouldn't want to drive to find his friend, but he'll drive to go home. Yeah, exactly. Then why were they out that night? They were out for her birthday, you know? I just avoid strip clubs at all costs. I don't think it's the strip club. I think it's I like when you hear the story, it's just, you know, Tyler, you know, walking off, his phone dies, right? But then you have two people that just don't make the right, that just like, wow, what the fuck are y'all doing? Your friend isn't coming back. Your friend isn't coming back, and you know he's fucking hammered. And I don't know why anybody's saying that he's not hammered. But I know when my friends are drinking and they're hammered, immediately, if my friend's not kind of like, wait, what the hell's going on here? No, stop. We're not leaving Susie at the fucking bar while we're bar hopping for the Ohio State games. Like, she's hammered. We're not leaving her. Like, oh no, that's fine. Or it's her fault. She could catch up with us, or she can call us when she, you know, no. And so here we're talking about a best friend and a wife, and nobody gets in their car and goes and looks for him in a car versus on foot. You know how quickly you can cover that area in a car? We're talking seconds to get through what took him, you know, these minutes. That to me is so fucking crazy. But I think it was. I think that Brittany looked like I can't drive. I'm fucking hammered. I can't get in trouble. But I think that somebody needs to ask those questions. Like, hey, why didn't you get in your car and go find him and go look for him in a vehicle? Why are you walking all over? What the fuck are you guys doing? I only walk to show the paths of him walking. If I was to go search for somebody, I'm not going to go walk. I'm going to go everywhere in my car. Into places that once, if I needed to like pull over because I couldn't physically go down like a path. But that doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm going to go walk. The fuck, it's 29 degrees outside. Why the fuck am I going to walk? And so hopefully this helps people, like, if this case, like, maybe we can't find, this is everything that you don't do to find somebody. So I don't know. This is just, you know, you have a vehicle. Why aren't you using it? I'm sure they asked in the interrogation. I don't think anybody got interrogated. Sorry. And you guys, this place is like crawling with cameras. There's got to be so many sightings of them all throughout the night. Like, you know, they have to keep this area safe if they want the riffraff to stay out. Sorry, but that's just them's the facts. Yeah, that's not a correct. Report states Tyler was seen on video footage alone returning to the Hilton. Yeah, no, it's like none of that's accurate. Yeah, this place it's very busy, but after hours, everybody's sleeping. So when she's like, yeah, it's not really busy at all. Well, no shit, people are sleeping. That's why this whole thing of someone taking Tyler at that hour, I would believe that if he never made another phone call after 3:53. If everything just like ended at 3:53, that makes sense to me. How Brittany is saying she got a phone call from Tyler at 4:10 or 4:03, that means his phone, like, how is he calling you? How is he calling you if his phone is dead? Why would Tyler in a drunken mess think oh, let me shut off my locations. Let me turn off my locations. What the fuck? Now she says that Sean is so techie. Like he knows all that stuff. He's like, oh yeah, your Google stuff will like trace you all over. This is what she says in this interview. So, okay, wow. So then Sean would know to grab his phone and to shut off his locations, wouldn't he? So did Sean shut off Tyler's locations at 3:53? That's not off the table for me. That is still on the table because when she went ahead and offered it up that he is this techie guy and he's really good with this stuff and he's the one that told her that, X, Y, and Z can happen. And then I did the math from 3:53, walking from the point of when that phone was, the locations was shut off. If he grabbed his phone or do whatever, maybe he grabbed his phone to try to type in and say, here, it's at, you're going to the Hilton, you dipshit, not Easton Suites. He types it in, here you go. And he hits something that says, don't track my locations or something. Because the point, you can make it back and be at the Hilton at 4:15 from walking from that point at 3:53, no problem. So again, but that would mean, did him and Sean get into a fight? All it takes is something crazy happen, weird ass circumstances where you're getting into a fight, you sucker punch somebody and they fall and they hit their head on a curb and they're donezo, or they hit themselves, or you take somebody and you put their head into another car's window or mirror. You want to talk about like freak accidents as well. Everything that's freak about this, but the story on why he walked away, I don't believe. If he was pissed, he's pissed about something. Why nobody just wakes up, and she was afraid to wake him up. Why are you afraid to wake him up to get him out of the Uber? And then you wake up Sean first and you hit him in like the front seat and he pops up and then she's like, okay, well, how do you want to handle this? You mean your husband? How do you want to handle? Why aren't you just waking him up? What do you mean how to handle him? What's wrong? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Rockstar says it's a 23-minute walk. I'll do the math. So 3:53 add 23. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty close, right? I think there must have been some kind of argument. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think that
slacking. I've been seeing all your guys' comments about the guy with me.
I don't think that the husband wanted the kid to stay there. I think he was like, fuck you, I'm not staying, like, you need to leave. Who knows though? But you guys rock. And the timeline, because I do believe that these news outlets just kind of say whatever the fuck they want. So, and I don't think Brittany doesn't have her facts straight. I think that they just need to be asked like specifically, okay, here, we're putting this down in order. So he walked away and then, so he's with him and then he comes back. What time do you think it was that he came back? Did he come up all the way back to the end of the hotel room? And she's going to say no, because he didn't have a key. He gave me his key and then Tyler had the other key. Okay, so then did he call you and say that he's back and let him in then? Yeah, and then I walked down there and I met him down there. But when I saw that he wasn't back with him, I was like, what the fuck? Where's Tyler? Just knock down the timeline as far as that Sean kid, because he gets back at 3, they all get back at 3:18. And then by 4:15, he decides, okay, dude, fuck this, I'm leaving. Sean says, I'm leaving. So was he planning on staying? And because or was he just going to kick it for a little bit? What was the plan? There may not have been a plan at 8:30 when y'all left to say, okay, well, let's just see how the night goes. But once you get to the point that he's decided to go to a strip club with y'all, and you guys are going to be back at 3:00 in the morning, and he's been drinking, right? So he was going to spend the night, right? Yeah, or at least to the point that sleep it off for a couple hours and then leaving like, 7 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. But talk about some weird ass circumstances leading up to then what this guy, you're telling me that on a random night like this, when I say like the A to B to Z type things happening. So here this night goes this way. And you're telling me on the same night that Brittany goes to her first strip club, they come back, he decides to walk off. He never walks off. So all of these things that are just not normal take place this night. And then the friend comes back without him. He's like, dude, nothing's wrong. Like, you're going to be fine. Like, he'll be back eventually. I'm leaving. And then poof, this guy never returns again. You think that that's all just a coincidence? Like, wow. Talk about shitty ass fucking luck. Shit. All right, guys. Until next time. I don't buy it.